Hey you guys, it's Melody and Tammy here, and we are so excited about what you're doing tonight. We want to welcome all of you to our very first ever Kind Tables, and we're so grateful that you decided to be a part of this and involved in it, and that you would spend a few minutes of your evening with us tonight.
I have wanted to do Kind Tables for over 5 years now because the reality is that all of us have women that matter to us that maybe we don't connect with at work every day, like Melody and I get to, or at the gym, or at your kid's school, or even go to the same church, but these women still matter to you. And so some women are not in a season of being able to connect week in and week out in a community group, and we get that. But what we want is an opportunity to do that, and that's what Kind Tables do. They provide an opportunity for us to get together with women that matter to us for one night to be able to connect and share what's going on in our lives together.
Here's what's awesome about this. When Tammy gave us this vision, this vision of Kind Tables, what she challenged the women to do was to think of women who they wanted to connect with, women that matter to them, and then invite them to their Kind Table. So as you're watching this at whatever table or whatever living room you're sitting in right now, here's the message for you. You're loved because someone thought of you and invited you into their table, and that's really what this whole night is about.
You know, there's a bigger conversation that's happening out in the world everywhere around us right now about women being for women and supporting each other and lifting each other up, not tearing each other down, and that's exactly the conversation that Cultivate was birthed out of. It's just enough of this mean girl culture. All of us want to experience kindness from other women, but we're scared to death to be with other women because of unkindness we've experienced. And we want that to change. And that is why cultivating kindness is the vision for what we're doing. And kindness isn't just being nice. All of us can muster up what it looks like to be nice and courteous to one another. Kindness for us means something bigger. It means coming alongside of each other and recognizing that our shared experience in life is so much greater than our differences. And that when something good happens in your world, I can celebrate that. And I want you to celebrate that for me. And that when things aren't okay for you, or they're not okay for me, we might not be able to fix that for one another, but we can come alongside each other and encourage each other. Sometimes it's just listening or holding each other in a hug, or while we cry, or texting that I'm thinking of you, and praying for one another. When all else fails, we can pray for one another. We're not expecting from this night that every single person at the table is going to become best friends, or every single person at the table is going to be texting or calling each other every single day, or that every single person is going to leave this night saying, I've accepted Jesus into my heart, because we know that women at the table are Christians and followers of God. But what we do want is to know that when we are ready for that, or if you are ready, or when tragedy does strike, or something happens in your world, you're going to know who to call, because you're going to know here's some safe women who are kind and care about me. And that's what we want for tonight. We want you to know that you matter. You matter to whoever invited you to this night, which I love so much. And that you matter to God, and so you matter to us. Tonight's our way of practicing kindness. And we don't want to just practice it, but we want to be kindness.
And here's the story about kindness. As Tammy's already alluded to, kindness goes deeper than you think. It may be deeper than I think. Because like she said, everyone can be nice, and that's related to courtesy, but kindness is related to our character. And why that matters is because the narrative in the world around us is that women are gossipy, they're nasty, they backstab, they smile when you walk in the room, but as soon as you leave, they talk about you. Tammy and I were just talking today about experiences we've both had where someone said, I want to be your friend, and made that first step, and then when we responded, they retracted. And that doesn't stop hurting. I mean, who doesn't want to be your friend, right?
Right?
It's a real thing. Here's what I know is true. Here's what we know is true. There's a universal desire for belonging that every person, every human being has, because we were made for connection. And so you sitting in a group tonight, whatever that looks like, it's a message that's being sent to you that you belong, that you're valued, that you're seen, that you're loved, that you're enough. And that's what kindness does. Kindness goes beyond a courteous gesture, and kindness goes to a deeper level of love and belonging. And the truth is, we're surrounded by women everywhere we go. The PTA, the classroom, at work, the cul-de-sac, in the neighborhood, at church even. And the question that's circling in their minds is, do I belong? Am I accepted? Would I be accepted if people knew the real me? And so tonight is about starting that conversation. Why we choose to be kind, why it matters. And here's the deal. We know that some of you are followers of God and some of you are not. And like Tammy said, this isn't meant to be, here we're going to just bombard you with this message and have you make a decision before you leave. Not at all. But what we do want to share is that whether you're a Christian or not, you've probably heard or seen the verse somewhere, John 3:16, right? For God so loved the world that he gave his son. And the truth is, that act of kindness changed the world, changed my life, changed Tammy's life, has changed the lives of hundreds and thousands of people that were before us and will go on after us. It's changed the lives of women at your table tonight. And it's because he was kind to us that we want to be kind to others. And we want that message of kindness and love, of grace and acceptance to go into changing the story. There is a narrative that we hear and that we see, but we have the power to change that story. We have the power to change that narrative. Tammy's raised 2 incredible daughters. I'm raising a daughter right now. And unfortunately, what we have to tell them is, mean girls is a thing. It's a thing. You're going to experience it. They don't grow out of it, unfortunately. People were just mean to us. It's just the reality. But here's what I also tell Addison, what you've told Kennedy and Madison. You don't have to be that girl. You get to be a champion, an ambassador of kindness. You get to write a different story. You get to change the narrative. And if I choose to change it in my life, Tammy and hers, and that spreads, we can change the story and we can change the narrative everywhere. And tonight is just the first step in that direction.
So as you guys finish out the night and you continue these conversations, that's what I want you guys to think of. I want you to think of not every wounding you've ever received for women, but rather what you'd hoped for. The kindness that you'd hope to receive from others, and be that to someone else. Because when you're that to someone else, and it's scary to go first, we know, we've had to do it. But when you're that kindness to somebody else, and they experience that, it gives them courage to then be that back. And so tonight is not just a chance for us to practice kindness, but to be kindness. And I want to thank you guys. I want to thank especially the people that hosted tonight. It's scary to have people in your home sometimes or to organize this because you're afraid you're going to be rejected and people maybe don't want to come. So I thank you guys for opening your homes tonight and planning and prepping and reaching out to these women that matter to you. That means so much to me because we can't know and love every single woman, but every woman knows someone they can know and love. And you guys did that tonight. And then for every woman sitting around that table, I thank you for being brave enough to show up to something with women, knowing that that's a scary, vulnerable place for exactly what Mel said, is that women can be mean and hurtful. And a lot of us, I would dare say all of us have experiences in the past that make women feel very, very unsafe. But our goal through these kind tables is that we start to turn that tide, that being safe and kindness among women becomes the normal for us and not the exception anymore.
Yeah. I love that. And it's possible. It's doable. Just so you guys know, Tammy's mantra always is, I don't ask you guys to do anything that I'm not doing myself. So we're at a kind table. We're doing this very same thing. We're having conversations about women that we want to be able to be seen and invited, women that need a place to belong. That's on our hearts, and that's why we're glad that it's on your hearts too. And here's what's beautiful. After this night, we want to invite you to something really special that it would be a blast to bring your whole group to. December the 6th at Sandals Church, Hunter Park, and we'll have all of this information on our website, on our Instagram, on our Facebook. But get your girlfriends together and come to our Cultivate Christmas Marketplace and gathering. You can shop, you can eat, you can hang out with your friends. We'll have an incredible gathering with lots of awesome giveaways. Who doesn't love a giveaway? And it's a chance for you to extend kindness again and invite somebody else to come with you. Again, hear our hearts and say that we love you. We're so grateful that you took part in this tonight, and we hope it's just the beginning of spreading this message of kindness throughout the Inland Empire and all across the country. Bye.